Hey, hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and for those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law, and through this channel I'd like to provide some stock analysis and also a short trading lesson at the end, so please stay tuned. Okay, so today's stock analysis is for Chargepoint Holdings, ticker symbol CHPT. This is a stock that we have previously featured on the channel. So in terms of the share price for 6 months, let's start by having a look at that. So we can see in terms of the close of play on the Friday, which was the 14th of May, this was up in excess of 8%, closing at $22.01. So in terms of the overall movement, we can see that this stock has been affected by market conditions. On a high, at one point this was in excess of $46. So we can see there has been a movement down from that overall high, well in excess of 50% down. However, that does not necessarily mean that this stock is not got potential, does not have potential. In terms of what they do, if we have a look at the screen there, we can see that Chargepoint is an American electric vehicle infrastructure company based in California. Chargepoint operates the largest online network of independently owned EV charging stations, and it also operates in 14 countries. So in terms of potential and long-term growth, the future is very positive for this stock. However, in terms of making an investment, we can see right now it has been quite volatile. In the previous week, it was down in excess of 3%. It was down just in excess of 6% on the month. And the critical point is, obviously, if we look at the previous 3 months, certainly since February, it has gone down in excess of 42%. But over on the year, it's still up in excess of 56%. And I think the potential now for this in terms of an investment is certainly looking very promising. Okay, so let's have a look at the website to give us an overall picture of what this company is about and what they're involved in. So the key headline at the top we can see here is EV charging is all we do, and we do it all. So they're involved in passenger cars, delivery vehicles, buses, and they can charge any EV anywhere it goes. They have built a fully integrated portfolio of hardware, cloud services and support with the best technology in the industry. So they have mobile apps, they have home chargers, they have quality, reliability and the best teams according to the website. And the final bullet point in the top section, which I think is important for us as investors, is the headline where it says growing patent portfolio and 20 plus awards for our technology, and these have been received from the World Economic Forum, Goldman Sachs, Electric, CNBC and more. So that's very, very positive news there. In terms of the middle headline, we can see it's by EV drivers for EV drivers. So they're looking at saying that we are 100% focused on EV charging. The solutions are designed and tested by people who drive electric. They have more than 70 charge pointers, have been working on electric mobility for more than 5 years, and the entire Chargepoint leadership drives electric. So in terms of the potential for this stock, the potential is certainly huge long term. Okay, so the next thing I'd like to quickly share with you is some of the brands that have chosen Chargepoint. So again, this is very, very impressive in terms of the customer base who are now involved in the new fueling network with Chargepoint. So let's have a look at some of these key clients. So from a commercial category, in terms of workplaces and consumer commercial properties, they have Netflix, they have Daimler, they have Facebook. In terms of education, they have organizations in education, they have fueling, they're involved in healthcare, with organizations such as UCI. In terms of hospitality and retail, we have agreements there with Holiday Inn, with Disney. In terms of parking, they also have agreements with ACE. In terms of the fleet, which is important as well, so then they have partnerships and agreements with FedEx, with IKEA, with PepsiCo. So quite a prominent list of customers here. Sales and services and multiple. So we're looking at clients such as USC. We're looking at BT, OUC. In terms of mobility, we've got Lyft, we've got ACE, amongst others as well. And finally, on the top right hand side, we have residential partnerships. It includes organisations such as Alliance, Greystack and Essex. So a very, very good and prominent growing list of customers. Okay, so the next screen I'd like to share with you is the growth so far for Chargepoint. So if we have a look at the graph on the left hand side, this is Chargepoint's shipped and looking at scaling with EV penetration. So the first 3 years, 2017, 18, 19, we can see from there all the way up to 2021, there has been an impact of the coronavirus there in terms of the growth. Being a little bit more stagnant. However, the potential for the future, if we look at the chart going forward, 2021, 22, 23, all the way up to 2026, is exponential growth. So in terms of the revenue on the right hand side, we can see again, starts off in 2017, the revenue is approximately $62 million. 2018, $92 million, 2019, $145 million. However, 2019 and 2020, there has been a significant impact of COVID, where from 2019 to 2020, the revenue did decline from 145 to 135 million. So obviously that makes sense, certainly because the economy is not performing as well in terms of the general business area for most sectors, and obviously Chargepoint has also been affected. However, looking forward, from 2022, again, there is an indication in terms of the projections here that the growth in revenue is also going to be exponential in terms of an estimate of from 2026 for a revenue well in excess of $2 billion. Okay, so next thing I'd like to share with you is a recent news article from Business Wire dated May the 13th, 2021, and the headline here is that Chargepoint is to announce its first quarter financial results on June the 3rd, 2021. So that's an important date for your diary there. The results, I do expect them to be maybe a little bit mixed, certainly because of the impact of the pandemic and the coronavirus. However, it will also give us an idea of the potential in terms of recovery. So obviously we can see here this announcement of the first quarter financial results can be accessible from investors.chargepoint.com. So the important date for your diary, June the 3rd. Okay, so the next thing I'd like to finish off with is having a look at some of the key potential catalysts for Chargepoint. So certainly if you're looking to invest in this, these are some potential catalysts that could certainly prompt your decision to invest in this stock. So let's have a quick whiz through these. So we're looking at number one, Chargepoint will get most of the 500,000 or 500,000 charging stations government contracts. So that's how it certainly looks like. At the moment, it's the largest provider of EV charging stations. So obviously it's a dominant company. Currently in terms of market share, we're looking at approximately 75%. And we've also seen that they have partnership with many prominent companies. If we look at all the companies, then they are in excess of 4,000 companies. In terms of the amount of charging points, we're looking at in excess of 133,000 charging points, and these are across North America as well as Europe. They have $615 million positive cash flow. Again, good in terms of revenue and the financials for the companies. They can charge any type of electric vehicles, which we have seen. They also have app integration, so these are all positive catalysts. They're also integrated in Apple CarPlay and Android, so good in terms of technology and a selling point for the EV sector. The economy we know now is reopening. I'm confident in terms of the summer this year, we're going to see very significant growth. Many of the big retail banks have invested in Chargepoint, so in terms of potential retail investors and commercial investors, that's a good sign there. They're integrated into most EV navigations. The price target for many analysts is around about $39 within the next year. However, we have seen that prior to February, it did reach in excess of $41 as well. So certainly this target of $39, I think, is realistic and achievable. They have charged EVs over 82 million times. They represent between 1 to 2% imagine when this can grow to 50%. So EVs at the moment are very, very small percentage of the market, but obviously a growing market. So gas prices and taxes are going up certainly for petrol and diesel, so that should be positive for the EV sector. So obviously ChargePoint in terms of technology and use are well ahead of the competitors. We know that EV sales are going up. We know the governments are offering incentives for EVs. There's always going to be more potential partnerships. They're involved with many countries. We've seen that they're in excess of 14 companies. And in terms of the revenue model, they have a subscription model there for their software, which gives them continuous revenue as well. So from a financial point of view, that is certainly good for the stock. Okay, so if you're looking to invest in ChargePoint, again, a good stock to hold for the long term, certainly for at least 1 year, where I do expect significant growth here, especially as it has gone down quite significantly. So at time of filming, it was just under $22. However, with any pullback, I think if you can catch this as close to $20 as you possibly can, even better if it does dip below $20, that will be an excellent entry point. So consider this on your watch list with an entry point close to $20 or just below $20. Okay, so it's now time for lesson of the day, and we're going to continue with our series on chart analysis. So today we're going to look at a chart called the flag. So let's have a look at analysis of this. So first of all, the flag stock chart pattern forms through a rectangle. The rectangle develops from two trend lines which form the support and resistance until the price breaks out. The flag will have sloping trend lines, and the slope should move in the opposite direction to the original price movement. So once the price breaks through either the support or the resistance lines, then this creates the buy or sell signal. So let's have a look at that in terms of an analysis. So we have the green line there, which starts on the left hand side in terms of the movement of the share price. We can see initially it's going up quite significantly, a little bit of consolidation, and then the two grey lines which represent the rectangle. As we look at the green line, and as it touches the top of the first top of the rectangle, we can see that is the peak in terms of the price before the consolidation downwards and then the breakout. So that is one option there to take profits, or maybe even to sell, because what we can see here is there's going to be a little bit of a flag movement downwards. So we have a breakout where the red circle is there at the bottom of the rectangle. So that again is a good indication there now to buy or rebuy at this point here, because this indicates breakout, and this is a bullish signal, and the potential here going forward is for significant growth in the share price. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope that helps. Please stay tuned.